Welcome to all the BSc first year students for semester first, paper first. As per my concern, the title of the paper is Diversity of Cryptogens. In the last class, we have studied in the algae in this paper, that is general characteristics of algae. Whatever the syllabus mentioned in this paper. So first of all, before going to first unit, we are going to start the second unit, that is algae, which is important one. In that we have studied, that is general characteristics of algae, classification. In the last class, we have also seen that is while studying the life cycle of Cara, we have studied the systematic position and classification, then occurrence, where it occurs, which are the different species, how many species were discovered throughout in the world. That is about 88 species have been recognized throughout world of Cara and India. 27 species have been recorded. Almost all freshwater forms, they found in pond, ditches, rivers, etc. So, while studying the life cycle of Cara, this much we have studied, that is occurrence. Now today, we are going to dealing about thallus structure or plant body structure of Cara. Already while discussing the general characteristics of this Cara, I have told that it is a macroscopic, well-developed freshwater alga. Macroscopic means we can observe this alga, the Cara, with our naked eyes without microscopes. So it is a submerged freshwater macroscopic green alga, which is commonly called as stoneworts. So why it is called as stoneworts? Because wherever it is growing in the water, so the body of that plant is deposited or covered with calcium carbonate. Therefore, it becomes hard and brittle. So therefore, it is called as stoneworts. So, due to the presence of macroscopic in nature, its character just resembles to the most advanced angiospermic plants. So it is not angiospermic plants, it is an alga which belongs to Thallophyta. So what is the exact characteristic of Thallophyta? Means the plants whose plant body cannot be differentiated into root, stem, leaf, and without flower. Such plants comes under Thallophyta. So even though it just resembles just like a angiospermic plant, it is not an angiospermic plant, it is a Thallophyta. So while studying the main plant body or structure of the Cara, just you have to remember certain important characteristics. The plant body is elongated, branched, filamentous, which ranges about 37 to 38 centimeter in length. 37 to 38 centimeter in length. So the whole plant body is divided into two important parts, that is colorless rhizoids and elongated, which will be differentiated into nodes and internodes, which is commonly known as main axis. This is the main axis, which differentiated into nodes and internodes. So the node is a small, rounded or hexagonal structural cells, and the elongated, a single cell which lies in between these two nodes is act as an internode, So this is the main axis, rhizoidal portions, which is fiber-like thread-like structure, which is colorless, which holds at the substratum So that part is known as rhizoids. So rhizoidal portion, it is known as rhizoids. So the main function of this rhizoid is to absorb minerals and hold the plant body in the substratum. So this is about rhizoids. From that rhizoids, there is a elongated structure which will be differentiated into nodes and internodes, is known as main axis. From the nodal region of main axis, there are certain branches are originated. So these branches are known as branches of unlimited growth. From the nodal region, there are two types of branches are originated. So these branches are elongated one, which is again differentiated into nodes and internodes. That branch is known as branches of unlimited growth, means they grows continuously as a main axis. And from the nodal region of main axis and branches of unlimited growth, again there is a whorl of branches which have a limited growth, a whorl of branches which have a limited growth, which are having a similar size. They are known as branches of limited growth. So on these branches of unlimited growth and branches of limited growth at the nodal region, on that branches of limited growth, there are again certain tongue-like small structures are originated. They are known as stipuloids. So in that stipuloids at the nodal region, there is a presence of important, well-developed, advanced reproductive bodies, and these reproductive bodies are known as the male reproductive body and female reproductive body. Here, the female reproductive body is known as nucleus and male reproductive body is known as globule. Here I have shown an enlarged part of this fertile branch, which is showing. So this is the node, this is the internode, and at the nodal region there is these are the tongue-like structures, stipuloids. In that stipuloids, there is a presence of male and female reproductive body. So this is the female reproductive body and this is the male reproductive body. So this female reproductive body is known as nucleus and male reproductive body is known as globule. So the position of these reproductive bodies, that is nucleus and globule, is very specific one. Means the globule is always lower side and nucleus is always on upper side of that nodal regions. So that is the specific characteristics, and this nucleus is having a 4 to 5 corona-like structures. And later on we will see that while studying the reproduction in sexual reproduction in Cara, we are going to be dealing about a detailed structure of globule and nucleus. So this globule is again contains male reproductive filaments. They are known as anthrozoids and antheridial filaments in that anthrozoids, and this nucleus is having a single egg. So in case of Cara, the sexual reproduction is oogamous type. Means female gamete is motile, female is non-motile, female gamete is non-motile, and male is motile one. Therefore, it is a oogamous type of sexual method of reproduction. So after that, we are going to be dealing about a single cell structure of nodes and internodes. So the nodal cells are hexagonal in nature. They are having a number of vacuoles, the cytoplasma, nuclei, chromatophores. All these things are there in case of nodal region cells, and the internodal cells are elongated one. They are also having a central vacuole on which surrounding area there is a presence of chromatophores, nuclei, all these things are there. So in books, in reference books, they have given details regarding the structure of nodal cells, structure of internodal cells, a detailed structure of nodal cells and detailed structure of internodal cells. You have to see in reference books. So these are the important diagnostic characteristics, important characteristics of while studying the thallus structure. At the time of writing the thallus structure, you have to focus on rhizoids, main axis, nodes, internodes, branches of limited growth, branches of unlimited growth, with the position of reproductive bodies, stiploids, all these things you have to be mentioned in detail. You have to be mentioned in details. After that, you have to be draw the figure of nodal cells, ultrastructure of nodal cells and internodal cells, label it and describe properly regarding the nodal cells and internodal cells. So this is about thallus structure of Cara. This much is sufficient. There is no need to go details regarding the different structure of different species of Cara. Any one species you have to be described in detail. After that, we are going to be dealing about reproduction in Cara. Reproduction in Cara. How the multiplication takes place in Cara? Cara multiplies by two ways, that is vegetative method of reproduction and sexual method of reproduction. Here there is no discovery regarding the asexual method of reproduction. Asexual method of reproduction. So which are the reproductive bodies of vegetative methods? What is the structure of male reproductive body and female reproductive body? How the sexual method of reproduction take place? Details regarding these things you have to be discussed in the next class. Now today this much is sufficient, and tomorrow I am going to be dealing about multiplication or reproduction in Cara. After that, after reproduction, you have to draw the graphical structure of life cycle of Cara, and after completing this much, now we are going to be complete life cycle of Cara. Life cycle of Cara. Similarly, so whatever the remaining examples are there, that is Botredium, Sargassum, Batrachospermum and Nostoc, they have to be studied same way. So that is classification, occurrence, structure and reproduction, and then there is a graphical representation of life cycle of that particular example. So this is the things you have to be studied. These are the things you have to be studied, the type studies which are mentioned in algae for your syllabus. Thank you, one and all.